shows the outbound now. Is it you doing that one? You do that. So yeah, so after this meeting, if I can have, if you've done it before already, great. But it doesn't matter. Half a dozen, 8 people, great, thanks.
Alright, so I'll retouch on that later when I do a bit of a wrap up of what we've achieved today. So the intro, if you remember yesterday, I'm Leah. I've come in to take over from Rod Finlay as the police forward commander up here. We've had a really tough day, but we're making some headway with a lot of stuff. I'm going to throw over to David Chugg, CFA GivCom. He's going to talk about some of the achievements that they've made and also give you an update on some fire activity, etc., and where we're standing with that. Can everyone hear? Yep? Alright, I'll throw over to David.
Thanks, Leah, for that, and welcome everyone. It's great to see so many people here again at the information session of public meeting, so thank you for that. I just want to reiterate about safety for everyone, and certainly we'll be talking about that for everyone, not just the community, but also our emergency service personnel. We're doing lots of work in that space around safety for all personnel within Mallacoota, so it's really important that if you see emergency services out there, they're doing a great lot of work to protect the community, so just be mindful of them. They're working very hard as well as you are too. I just want to touch on a question yesterday, and I've got a map up there from a gentleman asked me about the road works that are happening on the Princes Highway. So there's a map up here. I know you can't all see it, but I just want to reiterate and just answer the question from yesterday. So if that gentleman's in the crowd today, certainly I'll put the map up and we can have a discussion after that. So I'll address your questions, sir, around that. So there's a map up the top there. It says the colour codes, and if you can see, it means red is no access, yellow is part of tree hazard assessment in the process, and there's some dot points there. It's a bit clearer if you go up and have a look from there. The blue part of it is open to emergency services and utilities as well. So the SB AusNet team are coming up through there. So I'll have a chat to you after if you like, and we can come up and have a talk. But they're doing lots of work from obviously from Cairn River down through to Noah, and they're still doing it very hard there with the temperatures today, and certainly the work they're doing. The ADF are doing a great job for us, and Forest Fire Management, to get that road open, and we've been talking to the Incident Control Centre at Orbost, always saying about getting that road access to open as well. So we'll have a chat with Blind Sir, if it's okay with you, to give you some more information. And anybody else that wants to come up there as well too. So we've been really busy today, as Leah said. We've been working with the emergency management team across all the sectors that are here to have a really good plan going forward for everyone, and Leah will touch on that very soon. But what I will do is I'll throw over to Mark. Mark's our operations person, and Mark's had some fire activity today. Just to give him current... Mark, sorry. So Mark's been leading the operations, and just for people's information, we have had fire activity today. So our attention has gone back to a bit of response as well. So I'll just pass over to Mark to give you a bit of a 5-minute snapshot.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. My name's Mark O'Connor. I'm running the operations cell at the moment. So as David said, we have got a fire running at the moment up at Roxham. So we've got some crews up there. They're managing that as we speak. The other business we've been looking after, so we're working out of the CFA station. So we encourage everyone to come along and do the health monitoring. It's really valuable, gives us some base levels so that we know how everyone's tracking, and it checks your CO levels, your pulse, your blood pressure, etc. So it's a very handy thing to do, just for your own information and also for us, so that we can get a feel of how the community is travelling. Other things we've been involved in today is business as usual, is clearing the roads. So trying to clear the roads, open them up, get rid of those clear and present dangers. So it's a joint effort between the fire services, the army, the other response agencies and contractors. So a lot of work going on. We're also doing a lot of tasking that comes in. A lot of phone calls from general public concerned about trees over their property and stuff like that. So we're trying to get to all of those, trying to do assessments. It's just a busy time at the moment. We've got some additional resources coming in tomorrow. So we are doing everything we can to help you out. So that's what's happening today in Mallacoota. Thank you.
So it's just standing there daydreaming, and next thing I hear my name. I obviously didn't get out today, so just around for a little bit longer. A couple of quick things. Our masks, they're sitting in sale as my replacement, so hopefully we'll have more masks in really soon. We do still have enough in town. Just a reminder, please just take one at a time. We've only got a handful here, but we had the local ambulance staff just run a whole lot around town. Now you'll find them at different shops and stuff all around town, not just here. So when you head off, again, 3 to 4 hours is the most you're going to get on a day like today out of these. So grab one new one and hopefully that shipment will come in tomorrow. Starting to see a little bit more trouble with those with respiratory illnesses, so asthma and emphysema. If you're getting any grief from this smoke and it's not being resolved by a couple of puffs on your puffer or your normal management plan for your asthma or emphysema, please make sure you call us and call on 000, okay? Don't call the clinic, call us and we will come to you on 000 and do what we can to help you out. So, thank you.
G'day, my name is Terry Ho. I basically worked 10 days straight with the ambulance in MDHS, and I was actually flown out. So the last 5 days I haven't been here to represent MDHSS, which is Mallacoota District Health and Support Services, because they did get me out for a bit of a break and I got back in, but I didn't get back in as quick as I wanted. And I was planning to come back in with a dental service. I was unable to fly the dental crew in because they're only coming in for a 3-day period and they have returned to Melbourne. But RFDS, who are supplying the dental service, are now trying to send another team in this Monday. And if they come in on this Monday, we won't have them for 3 days, we'll have them for the entire week. So if you have any dental issues or anything like that, please call MDHSS. The phone number's over there. You'll be put onto a list, and between myself, I'm a micro-paramedic, and the nurses, the dental nurses, will triage the priority for people to receive this dental service. It'll only be like a small charge, and that will be worked out when we deliver service. It won't be like a full dental fee. Other than that, Mallacoota District Health Services basically have operations as per normal, and I do welcome you to come in during the day, morning, if you want just a bit of respite, to communicate with people, just to sit around and talk. There's coffee, there's food there, there's people you might want to assist that are there, just be friendly. Sometimes people play games, sometimes children are playing around the place. But you are welcome. We have an air scrubber there supplied by the Department of Human Services. We've got air conditioning, so it's quite a nice environment. We also at lunchtime have a yoga and mediation session that happens between 12 and 1 for people to utilize. So any questions? Thanks for the update. Bye.
We'll throw it. I think DHHS wanting to say something. Daniel? Or Lisa? Lisa or Daniel? Yep.
Hi everyone, thanks for having us here. As I think I met most of you last night, I'm Lisa. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? We have been able to establish the personal hardship payments today, and that's gone for the full 5 hours. So thank you to everyone who's cooperated along with that. We'll be back again for the foreseeable future until such time as you no longer need us. We've got some more people definitely coming in. Well, I say definitely, weather permitting, smoke permitting, coming in at the end of this week, so we will continue operation over the weekend. We're currently thinking about the best location, so watch the newsletter about where we'll be. We're thinking, as I said the other day, last night, we're thinking about how we can speak to remote communities, and I've done a bit of a road trip today. I'm going to introduce Daniel, who'll talk to you a little bit about the air scrubber that was mentioned by Terry, and welcome you to use that in the community. Thanks. Also, any questions of us? Didn't think so. Thank you very much.
Sorry guys, yeah, just to reiterate what Terry and Lisa have said, we do have a clean air facility that's currently working up at the health clinic. So it's actually doing a really good job in the area that we've got it in the hall. So if you are suffering any of those symptoms that the Ambulance Victoria folk were talking about before, please go and use that facility as well as everything else that people have recommended you do, because I'm sure that will be of help as well. So. Look, while I've got the microphone, I didn't talk about yesterday private drinking water. It was noted as an issue that people have got contaminated private drinking water. Is that fair to say? Is that an issue people are coming up against? Their tanks, the water's tasting like smoke, or there's ash in the tanks. Is that happening to people in this room, or?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, water in the tank, smoky water.
Yeah.
So, and then I turned to town water. Unfortunately, the town water tastes like really strong bore water, so I'm in no win situation.
Okay. But you do have access to town water, or?
Town water.
Okay. Well, look, if you are, I won't take too much of your time if it's not a huge issue for this group. We do have fact sheets to talk about it. And I'm more than happy to talk one-on-one with anyone that's on private drinking water and would like some advice about what to do if they don't think that it's currently drinkable. So I'll leave it there for now. Thank you.
I had a question, sorry, can I make a question? So do you want to repeat the question?
Yeah, so kitchen compost came up yesterday is a great question. What's being done with it? We will need to get an answer about that from council. I promised that I would do that today. I ended up going out on an outreach to some of the outer communities and didn't get a chance to talk to council about that specifically. Is there a council representative here today?
Tom, who is better to answer that question, is not here, but I can certainly chase that up. Alliance to rubbish collection sorting, they do become compost?
No.
I promise we will follow that up.
Guys, sorry.
Oh, Tom, you are?
Sorry.
At the microphone, John. At the microphone.
Yeah, hi guys. So just for the short term with regard to kitchen compost, just continue to put that in the general household waste bin. We are trying to get that service back up and running. It's a great initiative generated from here in Mallacoota. For the time being, the facility does have some issues, but we're looking to resolve those as soon as possible. But in the general household waste. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Tom, for that. I just want to quickly touch on, and you'll see the pictures sitting behind me, just for your information, that we've got obviously significant fires across Gippsland, as you can see. So it's only for information. There's a significant amount of people in the district in Gippsland. Up there says we've got 117 people in CFA working as we sit today. We've got Parks Victoria, over 25 people, and we've got SES as well. There's a range of other services across this complex of fires, so there's a lot of people on the ground as well. So I just thought I'd give that out to the information for the people sitting in the room. So I'll go to questions. Yes, I see you've got your hand up.
I've heard on the radio that Lakeview and Oliver are on the Watch and Act, and I'm just wondering how that name comes up, according to wind or whatever.
Yep. So operations Mark will have some information around the going fires. So the weather forecast, just to let you know, so the question was around about the fires going at the moment, and the weather forecast for the next couple of days is that there's forecasted for rain on Friday and maybe a little bit tomorrow down through East Gippsland. So if you check the bottom site, that'll give you the weather and how it will impact on there. Mark, you want to just touch on the fire, and you know the locations now, Mark, I'm sure?
Yes.
Mark, I'll just put to Mark there.
Afternoon again. So there is a Watch and Act, and it's for Roxham, Wallumbra and Lakeview. So there is some smoke coming off it, but I don't think it's going to get any worse than what we've currently got now. So I wouldn't worry about it. As I said, we've got crews out there to try and deal with it straight away. If anything changes, the alert will be in place. But at this stage, there's nothing to worry about.
Can you see another question over here?
Yeah, yesterday about 6:10, I got a big emergency going on. And they said there was a fire on the corner of Water Trust and Genoa Road. I went out, there was nothing there. A fire truck turned up, there was nothing there. One of the quick response teams turned up, there was nothing there. What's going on?
Obviously, we're dispatched through 000. So it's a dispatch centre that is in Melbourne, so whoever rang that, and we have to respond as an agency to those fires. So we'll take it on board, and certainly we're looking at other ways that we can support the local community about how that response comes in.
Has this been happening a lot?
I've only been here for a couple of days, but certainly the crews have been out not a lot in the last couple of days. I know of a few fires, and Mark might be able to do that as a part of the operations section.
It was more the fact that there was nothing there.
Yeah.
There was no smoke, there were no flames, there was nothing.
So ladies and gentlemen, so it came as a 000 call, and what happens is sometimes people give the wrong address or the wrong location, might have been the wrong crossroad. It might have been a stump they saw burning, and when the 000 operator takes a call, they're obliged to create a call and respond to pop fire plants. So that's most probably what's happening here. So
Not somebody ring up to make a hotspot.
no, I wouldn't think so, because if they did make a hotspot call, they'd make it bigger than just a tree on fire. So I'd say it's either a wrong location. Sometimes what can happen as well is that the phone might drop out because of bad reception, and they can give an X and Y coordinate and send it to where that phone call came from. So potentially, they could have been 5 kilometres down the road when they made the call, and the truck is sent to the wrong location. So we just don't know at this stage.
I might just add to that. I was aware of one incident overnight where there was a fallen tree. Is that on the Mallacoota Genoa Road? Yeah, so there was something. I don't have all of the details of that, but it may have been that. So that may have come through potentially as that kind of call, but that definitely did happen, and that was all cleared. So that might have been what the job was.
Alright, is there any other questions? If not, I'll hand back over to Leah, and she'll run through a couple of bit of general business that we've been discussing at the emergency management team, and we'll take questions after that.
Okay, so I've had a really busy morning this morning, but we've had a couple of good wins. We've had AusNet come in with a convoy of poles, equipment, staff ready to get some power back to Genoa and Gypsy Point. My understanding is that they're going to be working, they're sending more people in tomorrow. I saw that, I don't know if any of you saw it come in, but there were probably 10 trucks and a heap of people, so that's good, and I'm told that hopefully there will be power restored by the end of the week, and that's a massive win down there. We've had some people go out to Genoa and Gypsy Point this afternoon, and we've got a convoy going out there again this afternoon with some supplies. I'm told that there's not much information getting down there, but we've got bulletins going down there, and we've got supplies going down there, and that's being organised as I speak by Stu Johnson, so hopefully that will get through straight away and they'll get a bit of support down there. We're having some issues down at Can River, but we have pushed that higher. They've got not much support, and I'm told not many supplies. I was made aware of that. We've pushed that up, and we're trying to get food and some people down there this afternoon, or hopefully tonight, with our some more supplies going in there tomorrow. They're struggling down there, but we're trying our best to reach out to them. We know that they're isolated, so that's again underway now, and hopefully once we've got the stuff out to Genoa and Gypsy Point, then the Can River stuff can go out there. The issues we've got out at Can River is that the road is closed and the access is really limited, so we're just trying to organise that, and it's been a task, but we're doing the best we can with that. We've got the convoy going out for residents and in for residents tomorrow, so that's a similar process to the one that happened on Tuesday, so it will be forming up between 9 and 10, heading out at 10, coming back in at 4. There are information sheets and to register down there with the Red Cross. The same process that you all used on Tuesday, so if I get it wrong, forgive me. I'm still learning what it all is, but that's going to happen. So we're going to get some people from Genoa to point out with that as well. I just want to reiterate with the process of bringing people back. So there's been some really high-level state talks today and this morning and this afternoon. We've had some conversations at state level surrounding returning of residents to Mallacoota. There is a plan being prepared as we speak now. We've had 2 drafts and they're working on it, and we're hoping that they're going to have a formalised plan in the very near future. What I want to stress is that there's a couple of priorities that we're looking at. One, our first priority is reuniting families that have been separated. So if there's family members here that have got family members outside of here, our first priority is to try and get those people back and reunited, and there's going to be a structure around that. And as soon as I have information, I will absolutely feed that back to you. The second one is getting residents back in here. I don't know what that looks like at the moment, but that's priority number 2. Priority number 3 is getting people who've got caravans and cars back in to take their stuff away. I don't have all of the information on that. My hands are a little bit tied with that because that's a state level operation. So I'm getting, we have escalated it and had some robust conversations this morning and stress the importance of at least priority 1 happening with separated families being reunited. So hopefully I will be able to have an answer for you at some point in the very near future on that and how that is going to work with the formalised plan. Just on that note, I want to please stress without, putting my authority into play, is that we are really looking from a safety perspective and a welfare perspective that we can ask if you please try and follow whatever process it is that's going to be given to me from the state level. What we don't want is a free-for-all for people coming back because we don't have the support services here to deal with that. We don't have those plans in place yet. However, as part of the recovery, that is getting discussed at a much higher level than my rank. And I am just urging you that we're trying to follow the process. And as soon as I have firm details, I will make that available to you. So we are pushing really hard in the first instance for the separated families to be reunited. Health monitoring is another thing. I think it was raised at REMT that they're going to do some health monitoring in here before the town meeting. So between 3 and 4, if you want to come down here, it will be made available for health monitoring to be done in here. They're urging everybody to come down and do that. So if you can, that'd be great. I think it was offered before up at the CFA as well. We're trying to make sure that everybody can stay as healthy as they can in the environment because clearly it's not really great outside with the air quality. I know that there's not many planes getting up and in, aircraft are having real trouble, there's no flying out of sail, that it's an issue and I've got no control over that. I guess I can't control that and I'm just bound by what the air quality is, the visibility, but I know that at this stage I can't even get, police members out and in and people out and in, so we're trying our hardest to work on those issues and I'm guided by ADF on that and obviously the airport. So, again, the convoys, so to register for them, the health monitoring coming through. That's pretty much it that I've got at the moment. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Outbound mail only. We'll join the convoy from Mallacoota to Eden tomorrow. Mail must be lodged at the Mallacoota Post Office no later than 9 a.m. So if anybody's got mail that's going out, we can get that out. Now, any questions from me? I hope I can answer them, but I'll have a go. Yep.
I've got friends that live here that they went down to Melbourne for Christmas and they want to fly back to Maroondah and wanted to know if I'd be able to drive up to pick them up.
So this is the process we're talking about. So the question was, members, community residents from Mallacoota who haven't been here since before Christmas wanting to come back in. That's what I talk about as phase 2, is bringing residents back. So I don't, and as I said, I don't actually have those answers for you right now, but there is a plan being drawn up. We've seen 2 draft copies already today, and we're waiting for a finalised one. So my understanding at this stage is we can't allow residents in that haven't been here just yet. That is priority number 2. That's fine. Yep.
The post office closes at 5, it's now 4:30, and they don't open until 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you've got mail, what do you do?
All right, well, I'm going to finish the meeting up real quick so you can get your mail down to the post office. Someone mentioned the postmistress's name yesterday, I can't remember, but I'm assuming you all know her. Perhaps there can be concessions made. So the post office is opening at 8:30. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Nothing from me. Thank you. I'll just throw quickly back to David for our closing, but thank you. Appreciate your time.
Look, we seem to have managed to got enough boxes right now to get out to Cannon River, but if I can have some people in at 10 o'clock in the morning, because it's going to leave us with none. So if we can have some people here at 10 in the morning to pack boxes, I'd love it. Thanks.
I just want to mention a couple other quick things too about the forward planning. So we're also thinking, and part of Leah and I's planning was around going out to the isolated communities to do a public meeting, so out to Genoa and Dixie Point. So as one was, we're just doing some planning around that at the moment, how to get in and inform all the community out there. So that's one of the things that we're looking at. So with saying that, we'll let the community know when that's going to happen, but it's certainly on our planning and we're forward thinking in that space. So I will just like to say thank you for coming along. It's great, this forum, and I can't thank Rod and Leah and everyone that puts this together. It's a great forum. I hope you're informed of what we're trying to achieve, and it's certainly around about community safety, all right? So that's our priority number 1 for everyone. And we'd like to thank you for that. So I'll throw open to questions. If there's no questions for me or for the team, if not, thank you again. One question at the back. I think it's best the question was about going out through Eden and out through Cooma or Canberra. All I can suggest is probably go onto the website for New South Wales roads and check that if you've got access from that point of view. Though they're updating on a regular basis, New South Wales Fire Service, they're talking to the roads up there as well. So have a look on that. That's all I can, that's the best suggestion I could make, so we'll go from there.
Can you give me an idea when the road will be open to the west? Is it 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks? You know, I know it's difficult, but I get all these phone calls. You know, they say, "How are you going? My caravan, my boat is here. Can you ask the police what's going on?"
So the question was about the road being open, and I'm assuming you're talking road to west?
Yes.
Yep. I can't give you an answer because I'm hearing multiple different answers. So what I can tell you is that it's really, really difficult in there at the moment. As David said previously, they are hand-felling trees. There's issues with the barriers, there's issues with the road, there's issues with dangerous trees, and all we've got is an update on how far they're moving in. That's about all I can give you. So I'm hearing rumours it's going to be open in 5 days. I'm hearing rumours it's going to be open in 10 days. I'm hearing rumours it's not going to be open for 6 weeks. I can't get a definite answer. All I can say is they are working their guts out, felling trees by hand to try and make that open as quick as possible. They've got people coming in, but they can't do anything in there until the trees are felled and it's safe, and to put the barriers back up, because you can't go out there till the barriers are up, but you can't get the barriers up until the trees are felled. And that's all I've got. So I unfortunately cannot. As soon as we get a definite answer, trust me, it will be one of the first things I tell you. Thank you.
So we'll conclude the meeting here. If no further questions, you're most welcome to come up and talk to the team. The team will be around for a little while longer. But thank you again. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock.